Welcome back to another anime review. We are reviewing Monster Girl Doctor. Now then, I have never seen an anime like this. Well, let's first off sum off Everyday Life of a Monster Girl is a bunch of these monsters living with one guy that fall in love with them and they want to, marry him. This anime, however, is completely different. The main character is a doctor. The main character that's his partner that in the first episode is a serpent, just like Everyday Life of the Monster Girl. Um, the only difference between the two animes when it comes to the monsters per se, they both have the serpent. They both have Everyday Life of a Monster Girl and Monster Girl Doctor. They have the serpent. They have the Centurion, which is a girl with half girl, half horse, and she has big boobs. Of course. Then you have the spider. Of course, you got the harpy. You got the mermaid. But the only difference is that the only difference between those are the only things. Now, when it comes to other characters, the only character that does not get they switched the slime. Now in Everyday Life of a Monster Girl, the last character is a slime person, which is kind of interesting because the slime monster in Everyday Life of a Monster Girl has is one of the main characters. And this Monster Girl Doctor, she only has a cameo in at the last episode. Plus, also the fact that she also has a cameo because she's sick and she goes into a hot tub. I don't forget, and it's like in the beginning of episode 2 or 3. I forget. Um, the main character, but in the every Monster Girl the Doctor, they switched the slime character to a golem who has big boobs, which is kind of like, whatever. Um, Now then, when it comes to the monster everyday life of a monster girl in this anime, I feel like that when it comes to portraying the main character, I think that they do the main character a lot of character development, so to speak. Like he cares about every monster that he sees. Um, in the everyday life of a monster girl, they more focus on the character development of all the monsters. This anime, however, does the exact opposite, and that's the main problem I have with it. Mainly two of the characters, well, technically three. The Harpy is only cameos every now and again, and she doesn't really do that much after her situation is sorted. I mean, the only characters that stay throughout this whole series and help out the Doctor are the Serpent, the Centurion, and the Spider Lady. That's it. Also, his teacher's an octopus who has a crush on her, crush on him, which is fucking obvious. But the only three characters that help him out mostly are the Spider Lady. That's when the Spider Lady gets introduced, she helps him out throughout the whole entire episode. She gets introduced late, so it's not like it's a bad thing. And then you get the other two characters, which is a Centurion, which helps him out the whole entire way, and also the fact that the serpent is a servant. Of course, she's gonna help him out, but the serpent is the only monster that lives with him, which is fine because she's her He's her. He is her. She is his helper when it comes to helping out doctors when there's monsters when they're sick. The main problem I have with it though is the golem and the mermaid and the serpent. Harpy. The harpy when she wants to fight, but then they realize that she's a phoenix, which makes no fucking sense. And then after her dialogue thing does, she just disappears. That's the same thing goes for the mermaid. The mermaid comes in episode 2. Okay, the mermaid has the least amount of character development because she just wants to sing. The main problem with the mermaid though is that everyday life of a monster girl, she comes in like in mid episode 5 episode 6, but she at least does more stuff in later episodes. After the mermaid comes in on Monster Girl Doctor at like I don't know, like episode 2, And then after that, she makes a quick cameo of lugging a boat to get some bandits so we can get introduced to the Harpy Lady. But after that episode, she's just completely forgotten. I mean, she doesn't really do anything, and that same goes for the fucking Golem. The Golem has one eye, and she has big boobs, but she gets introduced in episode 10, and there's only 12 episodes. So I'm like, what the fuck? So you have the Golem only gets 3 episodes, and the fucking Mermaid only gets 1 episode where she makes a cameo every now and again just to have a fewer dialogue, which makes no goddamn sense, and I don't like it. At least in the other, at least in Everyday Life of Monster Girl, all the monsters have good character development, and they also play comedy together with each other. This anime is not that good. Although when it comes to being seriousness, Monster Girl Doctor does a lot better because the last character, which is the person who rules the whole entire town, which is a dragon, she has her condition is more serious and it's more serious. She has a tumor the size of a heart, and they do surgery on her. The problem is the fact that after they're doing this surgery thing, and it's like it's burning off the octopus's limbs off, and the thing is that it ends off on a cliffhanger. The next episode, she's fucking fine. I'm like, what the fuck, man? It made no fucking sense. I don't understand why they did that. It just makes no sense. At least Everyday Life of Monster Girl, at least the characters have like, this, that, and the other thing. This anime is just lackluster. With that being said, though, what do I think about it? I think when it comes to seriousness, it's better than Everyday Life of Monster Girl. But when it comes to the comedy, Everyday Life of Monster Girl, it does it way better whatsoever. I think that it deserves to be on. It shouldn't be like high. I'm giving this a 6. I did not like the whole entire plot summary of mostly every monster. I mean, the most character development from the monsters are the serpent, which is the snake lady, which is kind of good because she is the main character of the Doctor, but the Doctor doesn't really get that character development. He just likes to help out people. He helps out Slime, he helps out the Giant, he helps out everyone else because he's the Doctor of the fucking race. The octopus doesn't really get that much doesn't get really much character development. We know he have a crush on the Doctor, but after the fucking final scene, she doesn't really show up. I don't understand it. Did she die? Did she like? Because the last scene of the Octo Lady, she has massive boobs, of course, because it's the main people who made fucking Everyday Life of Monster Girl. To my opinion, I think that's true. But the main problem with the octopus lady is the fact that the last scene we see her tentacles are getting burned off by dragon flames, and that's it. We don't know what the hell happened to her. That's a problem, and that's the main reason why I do not like this anime, because of the fact that there's so many cliffhangers. I don't know what happened to the other characters and stuff like that. It's really, really nerve-wracking. But and the ending is fucking terrible. That's the other issue I have. It's pretty much your typical everyone lives, everyone's happy and stuff like that. Although the Dragon Lady's calling the Doctor her big brother because she's a small kid. But the funny thing is the fact that she's 100 years older than he is. He is because she's a dragon. But they all have crushes on the Doctor because, it's the monster duty of doing that. But to be frankly honest with you, is it better than Everyday Life of Monster Girl? No. When it comes to seriousness, yes, it's more serious. But with that being said, it's not that serious when it comes to the tumor because it's just like she might die, and then the next episode she's perfectly fine. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I mean, seriously, give me some fucking give me some suspense, man. Come on. But with that being said, though, I'm giving this a 6 out of 10. I mean, it's okay. I mean, there's a plenty of animes that I watch behind this. I watch this anime more than some other animes from the 6 and 5s, but I just didn't. I didn't like the land thing. I didn't like how the characters when their problem is solved, because the problems that arise from these monsters is because they're sick or they're like dealing with something. Like the mermaid she has guilt problems. But the worst thing about it is the fact that the Doctor saves them, and then all of a sudden they are distant as a side character. The only three characters that don't have to deal with that are the fucking Centurion, which is Centurion and the Serpent are the two main characters because they were the first two characters that are recently always at. They are introduced in the first episode, and they're in every single episode until the last episode. Every other character is just like they disappear every once in a while. Like for example, the mermaid doesn't really get any screen time at all. She just helps pushes a boat, and then that's it. Every other character doesn't really do that much. I mean, even the Harpy does more stuff than the fucking mermaid. That's saying a hell of a lot because that usually never happens. But to be honest with you, I'm giving this a 6. I did like its comedy when it had the comedy, and the fact that I do like it when monsters are jealous. Monster girls are jealous of a doctor who keeps getting flirted with other monsters, which is fucking hilarious. There's also one scene where the doctor tries to make sure that her mouth is okay, the giant's okay, so because the giant has a cold. And then the doctor, I love the scene because it's hilarious. The doctor almost gets suffocated because the giant has massive boobs. So he steps on their boobs because he falls down, and then he gets stuck, and he's sinking into her cleavage, which I thought was fucking funny. I thought that was hilarious. And he might suffocate, but he was fine at the end of it. But that was the most funniest thing I've ever seen. The giant, and then the giant makes help out and stuff like that. It's a peace-loving comedy anime. I do not think that it'll be harmful. It is perverted though. I'll tell you that much. This is not for fucking kids. And if you think it's for kids, then you should see this video because this video is not getting monetized because I'm not going to monetize it because of the fucking time. Oh, I might monetize it. I don't fucking know. But anyway, this anime is brought to you by, monsters because that's what happens. So, yeah. But I'll tell you this much. The anime is not that perverted, unlike my Everyday Life of a Monster Girl. That anime is more perverted than this anime. But if you want to watch it, that's fine. I recommend it, but I don't highly recommend it because of the fact that I'm giving this a 6. So I just want to let you guys know. Okay, so next anime, I don't know what we're going to watch, but we'll watch it next time. Stay positive, everyone. Hope you have a nice positive day. Next anime will be next week. We're past 300 animes right now. Right now we're on anime 302, I believe. So yeah, stay positive, everyone. I hope you have a nice positive day. Well, it's technically night here. It's like 1:30 in the fucking morning when I'm recording this. So yeah, stay positive, everyone. Hope you have a nice positive day and keep fucking smiling. And hopefully you sleep because I can't sleep apparently.